After a 4-3 start, the Atomics have lost 4 straight, searching for answers in Dallas tonight, where the Talons have hit a slump of their own, now looking up at St. Louis in the Central. And just like that, another new quarterback in Denver. McCray Breeze has blown into Vegas tonight from another league folded under the pressure of the UFL. Can he help his Avengers deliver what would be a shocking blow to the Devils? And both Motor City and El Paso are on the fringe of playoff conversation, playing a cross-conference game that feels a lot more important than it did when the schedule was released. We'll watch it all tonight in the Virtual Zone. Week 13 begins right here on VFN. Kickoff is underway in Vegas and about to be in El Paso and Dallas. A Texas two-step and a shootout in Sin City, perhaps, as we are underway here on the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. The inaugural season rolls on. I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine with you here tonight and excited to bring you all the action. We have a lot to get caught up on. We're going to catch you up on all the storylines as we go through the evening. Of course, we've got Hugo, as we do every game night and primetime production. Let's start in Denver, where the Avengers traded for Derek Jackson. They got a win last week over New York, and McKay Breeze comes into town. This is McKay on his first pass attempt. That is caught for a modest couple of yards. It'll bring up third down for Denver. So all of a sudden, the Avengers have a little bit of momentum. They are the worst record in the league, tied with Chicago. Vegas is the best record in the league, tied with Salt Lake. The Vegas Devils have not lost a game since March 27th. They've been on a tear. They've won 7 in a row, and they have looked excellent doing it. A tall task for McKay Breeze in his first start in the UFL. Breeze on a 3rd down and 7 will fire to the sideline, and that is inaccurate and out of bounds. So Vegas will get a 3-and-out stop to start the ball game. Albuquerque has lost 4 in a row. They have really struggled to find some momentum. Everything they have done leading up to this game this week was work on their offensive line. They have been really struggling up front, giving up 36 sacks. That is now 6th most in the UFL. And they worked on all sorts of things this week on that offensive front, just trying to get everything going as it should be, as Elliott Pope Jr. goes deep looking for Jordan Herrera but cannot connect. Motor City with some good coverage down the field. I think that might have been Colin Douglas. That'll force a 4th down for El Paso. Meanwhile, the early weapon in Dallas's last game, Isaiah Taylor with a catch on the sideline of the 41-yard line. Dallas is coming off a rare loss, and it's their 2nd loss against a team with a losing record, so you can never count out anybody against the Talons, who seem to be playing down to their competition somewhat recently. Cameron Duty's pass is caught by Rashad Lockley at the Albuquerque 45-yard line. Dallas this week, they worked on their red zone offense. Dallas has really struggled in the red zone this season. They, coming into the game, have just 18 touchdowns on 37 attempts in the red zone, as Motor City picks up a 1st down on Jimmy Lorenzo's first run of the day. Dallas on the progression side just wanted to help out that defensive back depth that we see a lot of flaws in around the league. Ethan Flowers in double coverage just hauled that in for a 16-yard completion. Flowers very excited about that one, as Frank Stearns fit that one right over Javaris Crabb, their CB1. Flowers with an excellent catch has Vegas into Denver territory early on to start the game. So 3rd down for Dallas, and that is complete. Easy pitch and catch for a 1st down to the 22-yard line. Hot start for the Talons. making quick work of Albuquerque on this opening possession. Jimmy Lorenzo up to 26 yards on 3 carries for Motor City. This is a solid opening drive for the Mustangs. Dallas at the Albuquerque 22-yard line. Vegas and Denver both coming off of wins today, despite being in the polar opposite ends of the standings. So are Motor City and El Paso, also coming off of wins. The Mustangs at 5-6 are just a game back of Cincinnati, who plays in primetime tonight, hosting New York, trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Deep shot from Frank Kearns, and that one is popped up in the air and incomplete. Dallas is inside the red zone, down to the 12-yard line. Cameron Duty on the opening drive is 6 of 7. Neil Rivers with the catch, his second. El Paso, meanwhile, is 4-7 in the increasingly tightening Southwest Division. Both the Great Lakes Division and the Southwest Division have 6 and 5 leaders, so things are very tight there. As on 3rd down and inches, Duty almost threw a pick 6. Now it's 4th and inches, and Dallas has a decision to make at the 12-yard line. Lorenzo's got Motor City into El Paso territory. Great kick from Vegas. Downs Denver at the 4. And, it's first down for Motor City. It's Dallas who had the 4th and inches, and the 29-yard field goal is what the Talons will settle with, and that kick is up and good, so they can't be happy about getting a field goal on that opening drive in the red zone. So Dallas so far not so good in that category. And that field goal once again was from 29 yards away. In the end zone, that is McKay Breeze almost getting taken down for a safety, but somehow able to muscle his way out of the end zone. Look at this, Breeze standing in the end zone. What a block laid on that defender. There was a fumble in the Motor City El Paso game, recovered by the Mustangs around midfield. Jack Brown got sandwiched. That is a gnarly hit, crushed by Brian Gates. And let's go to Vegas right now with Denver in dangerous territory at their own 3-yard line. And the handoff goes to Noel to give him a little bit of breathing space. Deep shot down the field from Brown. His first pass of the drive, incomplete, and it's 4th and 20. And Motor City, after all those good runs from Jimmy Lorenzo, will have to punt it away. Deep ball to the sideline. It's 15 yards. Breeze going to take off and run, trying to fight for the first down. And Breeze is going to be officially 2 yards short. So another 3 and out for Denver here in the first quarter. Vegas will have to punt. Devils looking really sharp here early on, especially defensively. Motor City punting and angling that one out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Just the lone field goal in the Albuquerque-Dallas game, our first points of the night. From the 34-yard line, Vegas on the return up to the 37. You can see the updated playoff standings at the top right portion of your screen. It's a jumbled mess out there, as John Denham gets a nice run for Albuquerque, picks up 7. You see Salt Lake and Vegas at the top of their division. Salt Lake currently has the tiebreaker, and that would mean that Vegas would go on the road in the first round of the playoffs to take on Phoenix. As Pope Jr. is in trouble and cannot get away. Sacked by Doug Howard Jr. Beautiful play there, as Albuquerque's got a first down on the 48-yard line. You can see St. Louis in the same boat in the Eastern Conference. They have a conference record tiebreaker over Dallas. That is the only thing separating Dallas from the #1 seed and going on the road in the first round of the playoffs. Biggie looking up at San Diego as the Wildcats with that tiebreaker over Los Angeles. Same thing in the Pacific, putting Los Angeles at the #6 spot. Jack Nitro's got Vegas up to midfield for a first down. Elliott Pope Jr. going long, and it's intercepted. And Albuquerque going long for a touchdown, 53 yards. How about that to Trey McDowell? A drop in the bucket down the sideline. We're used to Dallas doing that with Rashawn Lockley. McDowell gets loose, and Albuquerque is on the board. Motor City's interception was by the corner Quay Uda on Kalen Varley. First down, Motor City around the 41-yard line. Extra point for Albuquerque is up and good. And we got more numbers to put on the board. 7 and 51 plus. Jack Brown flips it outside. Motor City very good at those screen plays. Probably the best in the league. James Walters, talented on the outside, picks up 13 on that carry. Cameron Duty will get back to work shortly for Dallas. And off on a little counter to Lorenzo. 50 yards already in the first half on 6 carries. Jimmy Lorenzo has been the Mustangs' offense. This is Frank Stearns firing it to the near side. That was a 3rd down and 10, and Denver's defense gets another stop. Jack Brown on 2nd down and 4. Fires to a wide open King Richard all the way down to the 13-yard line. Richard continues to move up the leaderboards around the UFL. He is up over 400 yards now, averaging about 5 catches a game. Playing behind James Walters, who has 1,118 yards, and Ace Fennick, who has 820, is no easy feat. We've had 4 straight punts in the Denver-Vegas game. The Avengers still do not have a first down offensively as McKay Breeze tries to adjust to new life as the Avengers quarterback. Jack Brown fires to the bottom of the screen, getting down to the 10, so Motor City is in the red zone. Rob Noel not going much of anywhere, a loss of 2 yards on the play. 2nd tackle for loss already for Tyrone Johnson, another claimed player on defense around the UFL. Tyrone Johnson, Chris Phillips, Colin Douglas, Doug Howard Jr., Alan Wood of El Paso, Ryan Van Holten, Frank Bernstein, Frank Castle, Brick Novocaine, all on defense here tonight on Game Night. 3rd down and 2 at the 4-yard line for Motor City. Brown fires just a little curl. Easy as you please. Touchdown for Motor City. That was the 2nd running back. Desmond Austin split out wide as Dallas has to punt again. But a 4-yard score for Motor City puts the Mustangs up on the board early. The Mustangs again trying to put together another win streak. They have had a wonky season. Started 2-0, then lost 3 in a row, then won 2 in a row, then lost 3 in a row, and could potentially win 2 in a row tonight if they beat El Paso. The Desperados have been hot, winners of 3 of their last 4 games. They have been playing some good football. They dominated as McKay Breeze gets his first down to Patrick Anderson up to the 48-yard line. El Paso crushed Miami 34-23. They really dominated that game wire to wire in the Desperados' last game out. Let's go to Vegas, where Denver is closest to scoring position. Thump off from Breeze. Gets nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage. Elliott Pope Jr. with that pick. 2 for 4 for 13 yards. Not the hottest start for Pope. By the way, Chris Curtis and Tyler Falk on the call for that game later on between New York and Cincinnati, a pair of 6 and 5 teams out in the Great East Conference. Both are in division contention. Rochester a game up on New York. New York had a chance to catch up to the Pioneers last week, but both teams lost. 4th and 4, Albuquerque's got to punt it away. And Motor City's got Denver's got a first down up to the Vegas 26-yard line. McKay Breeze, 4 of 5 in the opening quarter, and Patrick Anderson's got a couple of catches. Breeze just hitting the open targets as we come down to the end of the first quarter in Nevada. .2:30 to go in the first quarter in Dallas. 7-3 Atomics after that 53-yard bomb from Dennis Tolbert. Albuquerque has the ability to do that, certainly. It's kind of been an all-or-nothing offense a lot this year. Pope Jr.'s got a first down in the 44. That's a 17-yard gain. McKay Breeze is going to be sacked. Jamar with the sack, and that is right on brand for both teams. Vegas leads the league in sacks with 44. Now, Denver has gotten better in the sack department as Neil Rivers, what in the world was that from Neil Rivers? It looked like Neil Rivers had all kinds of room, and it was almost like he didn't know where to go with the football. That's a bizarre play there from Dallas, so 3rd down and 5 coming up. I mean, Rivers has all kinds of room. I wonder if he's suffering from some kind of hit he took on the opening drive, a concussion, I don't know. That's a weird play from Neil Rivers there. We'll have to keep an eye on him. Rob Noel just abusing people down to the Vegas 28-yard line. That's his best run of the day. End of the first quarter in Texas. Duty's pass is caught on the sideline. The Albuquerque 48. Rashad Lockley, brilliant. 9 of 12 for Duty. Lockley's got his second catch. Pope Jr. going to take off and run up the middle. He is stopped before he can get much of anywhere. There goes McKay Breeze inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. Denver's in the red zone. Breeze with 26 rushing yards in his first start in an Avengers uniform. He's got Denver on the move. Pope Jr. going to take off again on 3rd down and 5 and got the first down. Again, Rivers with a catch over the middle. That's already Cameron Duty's 10th completion, on pace for 40. 1st and goal at the 7. Play action. Out the back door. McKay Breeze. Touchdown from 7 yards away. In his first UFL game, scores Denver's first points of the day. And it's the Avengers on top of Vegas 6-0. Rolls left. Comes back right. Nobody there. As everyone for Denver in the route tree was going left. Elliott Pope from the Motor City 45, taking off and running again. Got 5 on that carry, already 5 rushes for Pope Jr. in the first half. 10-play, 77-yard drive for Denver. Makes it 7-0 Avengers. End of the first quarter in Dallas. Albuquerque leads the Talons 7-3. And let's go to El Paso, where the Desperados are across midfield. P.J. Slaughter just got his first carry of the game. Hand off, Travius James has Dallas into the red zone. So now we've got Dallas in the upper left-hand corner inside the 20. El Paso's trying to get there. Got the first down to the Motor City 28-yard line. Pope's 3rd completion of the day. That pass hauled in by Javaris Brunson. Stefan Forge in the chat, otherwise known as Frank Stearns, wants Vegas to stop fooling around. First and 10, Stearns has stopped fooling around. That pass is caught, first down and more. Ethan Flowers picks up 22 yards and breaking a tackle. There goes Slaughter out of bounds to the 12-yard line. El Paso's in the red zone. Bouncing back and forth, Dallas. 3rd down and 3. Cameron Duties. Pass complete. Down to the 8-yard line. Again, Dallas has a revamped red zone offense today. Freddie Grady with the catch. Dallas just under 50% touchdown conversions in the red zone. El Paso, 1st and 10 at the Motor City 12. Jack Nitro's got a first down for Vegas. Pope Jr. over the middle, down to the 2-yard line. That's Jordan Herrera with his 2nd catch. Now good for 22 yards. 8:25 to go in the first half. 2nd and inches from the 2-yard line for El Paso. They're going to hand it off. That is Slaughter. I don't think he got there. There's a penalty marker in Dallas. It's a hold. So that'll bring up 1st and goal back at the 15-yard line for Dallas. Difficult situation there. Now it's 3rd down and inches for El Paso. Pope Jr. going to drop the throw. Now he's going to spin and score! What a run from Pope Jr.! Oh man, I thought for sure that Pope was going to get brought down in the backfield. Lower right-hand corner, he spins away and then spins off another defender for the score. Here's an overhead look at the 2nd spin-off as Travius James is dropped for a loss. Now Dallas is out of the red zone. 3rd and goal at the 21-yard line. That's a beautiful 2-yard run from Elliott Pope Jr. The extra point is good. All tied at 7 in El Paso with 7:31 to go in the first half. Now it's 3rd down and goal back at the 21-yard line for the Talons. Thanks to that holding penalty, they had a touchdown. They had a red zone touchdown. 9.5 to go in the first half. Vegas is going to attempt a 51-yard field goal. Duty's pass is caught but short of the end zone at the 6. It's 4th and goal. 51-yard field goal for Vegas. That kick is good with 7:39 to go in the first half. Dallas with a 23-yard field goal. That is good. And it's now 7-6 in Big D. The Atomics protecting their 1-point advantage. Vegas is on the board, 7-3 with 7:39 to go in the first half. And we're all tied at 7 near the border. First down for Motor City up to the 44-yard line. Jack Brown has started 6 for 7. James Walters moves the sticks to the 44-yard line. His terrific season continues. Rob Noel so far today, 6 carries, 11 yards. A pedestrian start for the Avengers top back. Denver moving everybody all over the place here. On an audible to start the drive, they'll hand it off to Noel. Not much there. Brown fires over the middle of the field for a 5-yard gain. Dennis Tolbert back to work for Albuquerque. Dallas has dominated time of possession in that game, but still trailing 7-6, giving up the deep ball. And off on a counter, Noel is dropped behind the line. A false start for Motor City. We'll have them backing up. Tolbert delivers under duress, picking up 7, 5 of 6 for 90 yards thus far. 2nd and 5 for Albuquerque, 2nd and 10 for Motor City. Handoff again to Jimmy Lorenzo, trying to juke out a defender, but ends up only picking up 2 yards. 2nd down and 5 for the Atomics. That is Tolbert, first down to the 48 of Dallas. Let's go to El Paso, where the Mustangs have a critical 3rd down and 8. Tie game at 7, 5:45 to go in the first half. Jack Brown was gonna wind up and let it go, but instead is sacked. Eric Winter 4th down, Motor City, they'll have to punt. And around, Shark Tarkington Jr., and Dallas was ready for that one. Vegas gets the stop. They will get the football back at the 22-yard line with 6:23 to go in the first half. Every team here on Game Night so far has scored. If you missed any scores from Week 12 is gone. Week 13 starts tonight here in the UFL. Some excitement, plenty of excitement in week number 12, including Houston's win over Montana.
Let's go, let's do this.
That punt for Motor City downed deep inside El Paso's own territory. Good cutback by Denham all the way to the 28-yard line. That's a 10-yard gain, but that is a huge pickup for Albuquerque. Look upper left-hand corner of the screen. You'll see Denham cut it right, getting away from the incoming defender, picking up the Albuquerque first down. Denham briefly was off the squad, but back as the starting tailback for the Atomics in the copper, turquoise, white and black. 2nd and 7 at the 6 for El Paso, deep in their own territory, and Slaughter is Slaughter in the backfield. It's Thomas with his 3rd tackle. Denham, not much there, just a couple for the Atomics as they are in scoring position now, trying to extend their lead. First down for Vegas, they are across midfield. Hand off to Jack Nitro. Nitro again with a good run, 11 carries, 46 yards. There goes Denham into the red zone. No, check that. That is... It is James Boatwright, who doesn't get a lot of carries in Albuquerque's offense. They had to go deep in the depth chart for that one. Looked good there. Atomics inside the 20. 3rd down and 1 for Vegas. Another run by a different back. That's McNeil for Albuquerque. So 3 different ball carriers on 3 different plays. The Atomics mixing it up. El Paso almost got that punt blocked. Motor City will get good starting field position at their own 47. 2nd down and 2 for Albuquerque. Send a man in motion. They fake the jet toss, and Denham can't get anywhere on that run. 3rd down and 2 at the 7. Dallas hoping to stand tall. 4th and 4. Vegas went backwards on 3rd down and 1, and they got a punt. Denver another stop. This punt, not a good one from Vegas. Fair catch the 18. Tolbert, end zone, touchdown, another 7-yard score. Robert Martin Jones just standing in the middle of the end zone. 2 different receivers were wide open. A total defensive breakdown by the Talons, and Albuquerque takes a 13-6 advantage. McKay Breeze back to work for the Denver offense, starts the drive with a 9-yard pickup. Extra point is good for Albuquerque, 14-6. Atomics on top of the Talons. Dallas lost last week to Tennessee, 17-10. Breeze pass on 2nd and 1 is held onto for a Denver first down. 14-6 Albuquerque, 7-3 Denver, 7-7 in El Paso. First down, Jack Brown, 8 of 9. James Walters again, his 3rd catch for 41 yards. Rob Noel continuing to struggle on the ground for Denver in the first half. Two-minute warning in El Paso. 2-minute warning in Vegas. 3:25 left in the first half in Dallas. We'll see if the Talons can finally put together a drive here. It's not like they haven't been hitting their favorite targets. Rivers and Lockley having solid first halves. Second down and 9 is going to turn into a third down and 3 for the Avengers. Second and 3 for Motor City. The handoff goes to Travius James, who gets 6. Jack Brown again. First down, Motor City breaking off a tackle. Mustangs in the red zone. Big third down for Denver. There goes McKay Breeze, sliding past the marker for the first down. 37 yards on 4 carries for Breeze. Travius James has the first down for Dallas with 2:45 to go in the half. What a terrific play after the catch from Leventris Hawkins, who beat 2 different desperados down the sideline. First down for Dallas as Cameron Duty fires to the near side for 3. First and 10 at the 17 for Jack Brown. In trouble, gonna take a sack. Winter again, his second. So far this season, Winter with 7 sacks leads the team. Now up to 9 after tonight. Breeze out of the backfield, picks up 7. Under a minute to go in Vegas in the first half. Cameron Duty on a 2nd and 7, all kinds of time. It's running out. Nobody open. Riley with the sack. 3rd and 18 coming up for Dallas. 3rd and 3. Breeze hands it off to Noel. First down. Denver calls timeout. They'll reset. 2nd and 23 for Motor City. Now out of the red zone. Jack Brown looking for someone to get open. Got hit hard back into the red zone. Ace Fennick with the catch to the 18. And really right back to where Motor City was. First catch of the half for Ace Fennick. 35 seconds left for Denver before the break. McKay Breeze fires over the middle. That is complete. And another timeout, actually simultaneous timeouts by Dallas and Denver. Let's get a look at their gorgeous stadiums with the natural light. 4th and 17 coming up for Dallas. That was actually an Albuquerque timeout. The Talons offense still in a rut. 3rd and 11. Oh, Jack Brown tried to fit that through a toaster hole. 4th and 11. It looks like Motor City will have to kick the field goal. 2nd down and 3 for Denver. Deep shot. Incomplete, but a flag. Pulled him at the last minute. A critical penalty on the Devils will put Denver at the 11-yard line and into the red zone. Dennis Tolbert in the first half, 7 of 8 for 106 yards, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. 35-yard field goal for Motor City is good. And Denver throws short of the end zone. That's just not going to cut it. Timeout for Denver. They're just going to get 3 to end the half. You would have thought with how close they were that they could have gotten something into the end zone, but no dice. Avengers settle. 35 and 10 off the board. Denver will also will get to 10 here. No, they're going to go for it. Denver's 2 and 9. What the heck? Trying to unseat Vegas. 2nd and 6. It's McCray Breeze getting sacked. McKay Breeze sacked by Johnson in the backfield. That's how the first half ends. Denver tries to get up 2 scores and put the ultimate pressure on Vegas. But the risk does not pay off, and that's the end of the first half. Denver 7 and Vegas 3. 35 seconds and 3 timeouts left to work with for El Paso. 36 seconds and 1 timeout to work with for Albuquerque. They're going to have to hurry there. Hope Jr.'s pass caught basically at the line of scrimmage. Timeout Desperados. Denver goes for the gusto. They cannot deliver, and Dennis Tolbert almost delivered a pick 6. Dallas's secondary, very lethal. Got to be careful. 28 seconds to go for Pope Jr. and the Desperados. That pass is knocked away and incomplete. I don't think the Desperados are going to do much with this before the end of the half. 9 seconds to go before the half, and now it's down to 8. Albuquerque's got one more chance to get into scoring position, protecting a 14-6 lead over the Talons. Screen, Pope Jr. sets it up, first and down and more. And McCreary is put down with 19 seconds to go. Tolbert's pass is incomplete, a hospital pass over the middle with 3 seconds left, and Albuquerque is out of position. 19 seconds at the 37-yard line for El Paso. Actually, that did pick up a first down. Start of the second half in Vegas, and Jack Nitro is dropped for a loss. Pope Jr. going to take off and run to midfield. He got what he could. And we'll see what El Paso does with that final play of the first half. Albuquerque forced a punt on 4th down, and they'll just sail that one out of bounds. It'll officially go down at the 3 for statistics purposes. But that is the end of the first half in Dallas. Vegas tied for the first place in the West. Dallas tied for the first place in the East. And both teams trail at the break. 5 seconds left for Elliott Pope Jr. And they'll get another playoff. The ball knocked down to the line of scrimmage by Doug Howard Jr. 2 seconds left. 3rd down and 6 for Stearns. Frank Stearns fires, sideline caught, but stepping out of bounds was Nitro, short of the sticks. Final pass of the first half is complete for Pope Jr., but they run out of time. That's the end of the first half in El Paso. It's the Mustangs up 10-7 over the Desperados. 3-1 score games going on here on game night. End of the first half in El Paso, end of the start of the second half in Dallas, and Denver's just getting the football back in the third quarter. We'll be right back.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine, as Rob Noel's got his 12th carry for just 21 yards. Denver getting their first possession of the second half. That is where we start with the football here in the third quarter. If you're just joining us, these are your playoff standings right now as my face fades away. Hornets, Rhinos, Wildcats, Skyhawks, the division leaders in the West. Rivermen, Pirates, Pioneers, Vultures, the division leaders in the East. Keep an eye on that east side of the bracket. Number 4, Cincinnati, hosting number 6, New York tonight. Both are 6-5. Tyler Falk and Chris Curtis on the coverage of tonight's major primetime game as Cincinnati looks to snap a 5-game losing streak. If they don't, Milwaukee will take over that number 4 spot at 6-5. If they do, then they will retain that 4th spot at 7-5. The loser of that game will officially be on the outside looking in of the playoffs potentially by the end of week 13, because Charlotte, Motor City, and New Orleans all have a chance to get to 6-6 as Jack Brown's pass is incomplete. That's what Motor City is trying to do right now on the bottom of that in the hunt graphic. Back to action. McKay Breeze has a first down to the Vegas 47-yard line. 48 yards on 6 carries so far for Breeze. Denham is shifty in the backfield for the Atomics. Jack Brown, floater over the middle, and King Richard cannot make the catch. Just one turnover here on game night so far. That was the Elliott Pope Jr. interception that came rather early on. Breeze pass caught at the 45-yard line. Got a couple. Tolbert 14 of 18. I think he's got more passing yards than any other quarterback tonight so far. Punt is away from Motor City, and this one is going to roll into the end zone. How about the Cleveland Bandits beating Rochester last week 27-17. Denver beating New York 35-25. The teams at the bottom of the standings, they are not giving up, and they are learning from their mistakes. How about that, as Denver's got a first down. Speaking of learning from their mistakes, that's Dylan Garday, 4 catches, 42 yards. The Avengers have a first down at the Vegas 29-yard line. First and 10, Albuquerque going into the setting sun in Dallas. We'll just hand it off to Denham. Picking up 2. .146 to 139. Motor City leads El Paso in total yards right now. A very even game, and Texas almost intercepted. Breeze lost the ball, picked up by Vegas. McKay Breeze fumbles the football. Chris Phillips, I think, applied the hit. Breeze thought he had room around the right side, but Vegas had a spy on him. That was Avery Cumberland. Our first fumble of the day, and Phillips actually is the one that recovered the fumble. Meanwhile, Albuquerque, Shark Tarkington Jr., with just his second catch, has a first down at the Dallas 21-yard line as the Atomics continue to move the football. Nitro 51 yards on 13 carries for Vegas.
Here we go. 18 Gator. 53.
Elliott Pope Jr. fires to the 41-yard line on 3rd and 11, but is short of the first down. Nitro picks up another solid 6 yards. Averaging about 4 yards a carry so far today. Albuquerque's in the red zone down to the 10-yard line. Pass caught by Bo Braxton. This is the best Dennis Tolbert has looked in quite some time. Tolbert this season, 14 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, has struggled. There's a penalty marker in Vegas. I think that's another pass interference. This time it's on Denver. And on 4th and 1, El Paso will elect to kick it away. In a pretty nip and tuck game there. Decent return for Motor City up to the 26-yard line. Let's go to the red zone. Albuquerque's got a first down and 10. That pass a little behind the intended receiver. Frank Stearns, 9 of 12, including that completion for a first down. Jack Brown, 11 of 15, 122 yards and a touchdown. Braylon Battle with that catch for Vegas. Second down and 10 for Albuquerque, up 8 in the red zone. Tolbert fires into the back, just beyond the D in Dallas on that back line. It'll set up 3rd down and 10 as Dallas hopes for a goal line stand. First down and 10, Nitro on a little counter. First down, cuts it back to the 10-yard line. Vegas in the red zone. Tolbert, 3rd down and 10 on a little curl. Not going to get there, down to the 3. Dallas going to get the stop. That was Denham. Looks like it might be a 20-yard field goal coming up for Albuquerque unless they go for it, which they could decide to do. First down and 10 for Vegas, trailing 7-3. 5:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff Nitro. Same play as before. Denver this time sniffs it out. Albuquerque will elect to kick the field goal. 20-yard kick for the Atomics to go up 17-6. No problem there. That kick is good. Atomics by 11. Play fake Stearns. 2nd and 8. Back of the end zone. Just threw it away. Got away from him. Ace Fennick with another catch for Motor City. Third down, 8 yards to go for Las Vegas. Down 4. Stearns looking and sacked at the 20-yard line. Lattimore with the takedown. Vegas again will have to settle for a field goal. A deep ball caught by Fennick. I missed it as we were tracking Vegas in the red zone. Iggy Turner all over it in the chat. Jack Brown launching a deep ball to Ace Fennick for the completion. Brown now on his first carry picks up 7. Jack Brown putting the Mustangs on his back right now. This is a 36-yard field goal for Vegas. That kick is good. Oh, wide open, 26-yard touchdown. Jack Brown on fire. King Richard, nobody was on him. I mean, wide open, and the Mustangs lead by 9. It doesn't get more wide open than that. You can see him crossing the pylon cam with ease. Cameron Duty, one-on-one, launching down the field and dropped. I think that was Neil Rivers again. Extra point is up and good, and the Mustangs lead 17-7 after the heroics from Jack Brown to Ace Fennick. Cameron Duty and the Talons down 11. El Paso down 10. All road teams winning right now. McKay Breeze back to work for Denver, protecting a very slim 1-point lead, 174 to 142 in total yards for Denver. Breeze going to take off and run again and pick up 6 more. 54 yards on 7 carries for Breeze. First and 10 for Dallas at their own 40-yard line. Play fake, Cameron Duty, wide open. Rivers first down to the 38. Pickup of 22. 7 catches for 52 yards for a very active Neil Rivers here tonight. Hand off on 3rd down and 2 to Rob Noel, and he is shut down. Johnson's 4th TFL of the game. The league record is 6. And it looks like Vegas is going to get a 3-and-out defensively. They will have a chance to take the lead on the next possession. Elliott Pope Jr. throws an interception. Motor City up to the El Paso 37. Uda with his 2nd pick. Motor City rolling into El Paso, the very hot Desperados, and putting the clamps down on them right now. Punt perfectly angled to the sideline by Denver. Vegas will start from their own 15-yard line. Travius James swallowed up in the backfield, a loss of 2. He has just 12 yards on 10 carries. Brick Novocaine with his 2nd tackle in the backfield. Brown still just 4 incompletions. Draw to Nitro, gets 2. 17th run of the game for Nitro for 74 yards. Over 4 yards a carry. But Flowers and Battle have been pretty quiet tonight. Duty, deep ball, knocked away. That one didn't look like it had enough steam on it. And that picks up a 4th down and 6. And actually, you know, when you're talking about Dallas's recent struggles, Cameron Duty has not been airing the ball. Oh, look at James Walters go. Walters down to the 19-yard line for a Motor City red zone appearance. 3rd down and 5 for Vegas. That ball is knocked away from Ethan Flowers. It was halfway down. Check that. That was Nitro, the antenna receiver. 52-yard field goal from Dallas is short, and Albuquerque will take over. Wow, that ball was literally wrestled away from Jack Nitro. Lower left-hand corner. Look at Clausen getting his big mitts in there to knock it away.
60 outlaw. Hey, what's the ball?
Cameron Duty's throw power not diminished. I thought maybe he had been dropped recently. Maybe Dallas cleared that, but still showing maybe some wavering effects of it. Albuquerque takes back over, a 5-yard gain. Jack Brown now in the end zone, red zone, check that, to the 14-yard line. Still with just 4 incompletions. Breeze's pass is almost picked. That is the closest Breeze has come to throwing an interception today. 2nd down and 10. Brown, 3rd down and 5. That is short of the sticks. 4th and 2. We'll see what Motor City decides to do. Breeze going to take off and run. A lot of space to the 46-yard line. 72 rushing yards for McKay Breeze in his debut. 3rd down and 2. Albuquerque does not pick up the 1st down. 4th and 1. Decision time for both Motor City and Albuquerque. Motor City will elect to kick the field goal 27 yards away to make it 20-7. We'll see what Albuquerque does. 27-yard field goal is good for Motor City. Albuquerque is punting, so they will not risk it with their defense playing so well, and that punt dies at the 6-yard line out of bounds. Rob Noel still struggling to get going as we have hit the end of the 3rd quarter in Vegas. Wow, a low-scoring affair in Nevada, 7-6. Denver surprisingly on top of Vegas as they go to the 4th quarter. Remember, last week they beat New York 35-25 in a high-scoring game. That's a 1st down on 3rd down and 5. Travius James finally with some space for Dallas. Up to the 15-yard line, picks up 9. Cumberland with his 3rd tackle for the Devil defense. Pope Jr. struggling today. 8 of 14, 72 yards, 2 picks. Cameron Duty, play fake, 2nd and 1, deep ball, overshot his intended receiver. Nothing going right in the deep ball department for Dallas tonight. 18 of 25 for Duty. This is Breeze to the 33-yard line. 15 of 20 now in his debut. And a swing far side. Lockley, lot of space. Picks up 18 yards and a Dallas 1st down. That counts as a run for Lockley. And Pope Jr.'s pass is dropped. This is in the open field. Who caught that for Denver? That Rob Noel out of the backfield. 4th catch. That's a big one in open space down to the Vegas 22-yard line. 10-20 left. Pope Jr. deep shot, wide open, Kalen Varley. And Rob Noel's down to the 4-yard line. Big play in El Paso. Red zone for Denver. Cost to Travius James, not much. Just 24 yards on 12 carries for James today. El Paso fighting back. Denver trying to extend. Rob Noel's best run of the day. Makes the safety completely whiff. End of the 3rd quarter in Dallas. Talons desperate for something to go their way. They are getting upset right now, 17-6 against the Atomics. Red zone trip for El Paso. Touchdown for Denver. That's a vulture to Rob Noel. That is Clark Pearson with the score. And back-to-back weeks, a Denver running back dives into the end zone. The Avengers up 7 now on Vegas. That was another 4-yard score. 3rd down and 7, and Dallas cannot convert. So it is 4th down. Talons down 11. Denver's extra point is good, 14-6. Now let's shift to El Paso, where it's second down and goal for the Desperados. They have not had much to cheer about today. They'll try, oh yeah, walk in, PJ Slaughter, my goodness. Did the C's part or what? A 3-yard score for the Desperados. Makes it 20-13. The Atomics get another stop. 11-17 left to salt this one away. 9:42 remaining, and Vegas is down by 8. Look at Tolbert, 19 of 25. 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And you know who we haven't mentioned much tonight? Ryan Van Holten. The line for Albuquerque is standing tall today. A 14-yard pickup for Tolbert over the middle. The extra point is good for El Paso. 20-14 Motor City. 14-6 Denver. 17-6 Albuquerque. Frank Stearns on a check down, and Nitro's got a first down to the 37-yard line. It didn't look like much, but Nitro makes good work of it. 40 of you watching Game Night as we come down to the final stretch. The top team in terms of record in both the West and the East, trailing right now. But Vegas and Dallas already do not have the tiebreakers over Salt Lake or St. Louis, so they would fall further behind in those divisional races with a loss. That is a crushing hit from Dallas's defense. There is a flag on the play in Vegas. That is a face mask on the Avengers. That's going to give the Devils a free first down. Faisal Woods called for that infraction. Now Vegas quickly into Denver territory. Third down and 12. Dennis Tolbert overshoots his intended target, and that leaves the door open for the Talons with 10:02 to go. Motor City up 6 with the ball. And around, El Paso all over it. Atomics have to punt. Look at this punt from Albuquerque. Dribbling all the way down to the 4-yard line. Albuquerque's special teams have been brilliant all season long. Punt average in the UFL, Albuquerque is number 1, 48.6 yards on average. Frank Stearns uncorks one. Oh, he had battle in the back of the end zone. He dropped it.
Let's go. 60 outlaw.
A near perfect pass on third down and 10 for Denver, or for Vegas, excuse me. Look at Battle. In the corner of the end zone, he had both feet in and everything. He just dropped it. And now Vegas has to punt and play more defense. That was the potential game-tying score. Cameron Duty over the middle of the field finds an open receiver. First down, Talons past the 30. On another, actually, that is the second tight end on the squad, Elliott.
Ready.
A huge drop by Braylon Battle
Give me that ball, defense.
in the Vegas game. Denver holding on. Albuquerque holding on. Good, nice stretch of the sticks. First down. There goes Noel. First down to the 31-yard line. End of the third quarter in El Paso, 20-14. Motor City up 6.
Go. 90 Wolf. Man out.
Punting it back
Let's go.
to El Paso. Duty now. Hit as he threw and delivers a strike to the Atomic 31-yard line for 28 yards. Freddie Grady. But an even better throw from Cameron Duty, who gets crushed, puts that, oh my goodness, perfectly on the sideline. First and 10 now for El Paso. Pope Jr. is taken down. Bailey with the sack. Motor City confusing El Paso up front. That is their third sack of the day. Duty across Atomic's territory. This is Lockley getting pulled down. by the face mask. In this critical juncture, Dallas just moved into the red zone down to the 14-yard line. Shelton Malone called for the penalty. Vegas needs a stop. On 2nd and 12, Pope Jr.'s pass will make it a more manageable 3rd down for the Desperados, trailing by 6. 1st and 10, Duty play fake in the red zone. Fires out of play. And on 3rd down and 11, Breeze just completed a 1st down throw to Patrick Anderson. His 3rd catch, deep ball. Pope Jr. running underneath it, but Herrera could not catch up to it. Now it's 4th down, El Paso. They'll have to punt. Toss. Travius James outside. What a move! Travius James, touchdown Dallas from 14 yards out. A ridiculous juke from James on the pitch. Whoop! Now Dallas will go for 2. Breeze wide open. Denver's got a 1st down to the 25-yard line of Vegas. Dylan Garday from 29 yards past the line of scrimmage. His 6th catch. McKay Breeze in his opening game might just top the best team in the West, or one of the best teams in the West. Duty's pass on the 2-point conversion to Lockley is good. Dallas now trails just 3, 8:01 to go. All 3 games now a 1-score game. Jimmy Lorenzo getting the run game back going for Motor City. Breeze incomplete as Denver tries to get into the red zone with 6:07 to play. It has been a tough night for Yugo players, just 16 called numbers. The record is 30. 2nd and 10. Breeze dropping a throw and is sacked. 3rd and long coming up for Denver. Albuquerque trying not to give up this, what was an 11-point lead over the Dallas Talons. Tolbert has been perfect tonight. No picks. Jimmy Lorenzo, shifty to the El Paso 43-yard line. 79 yards for Lorenzo. Tolbert firing deep down the field, caught. A 25-yard catch by Robert Martin-Jones. The wide receiver one still unclaimed. 1st down for Motor City. James Walters with a 10-yard run. Denver is down near the red zone, however, short of the 1st down. So Vegas gets a half stop, but a field goal would make it a 2-score lead for the Denver Avengers. That is the reality staring the 8.5-point favorite Vegas Devils in the face right now.
Here we go.
1st and 10 at midfield, and Denham is crushed. No gain. Walters brought down in the backfield. El Paso has been sniffing out that gadget play from Motor City. 38-yard field goal for Denver is up and good. 17-6 Denver. It was 17-6 in Dallas. Now 17-14. A huge 3rd down and 8 coming up for Albuquerque with 6:40 to play. El Paso's trying to get off the field. They trail just 6. Hand off, Jimmy Lorenzo. An 11-yard pickup. 89 yards now for Lorenzo. 3rd down and 8. Tolbert is sacked. There he is. Ryan Van Holten with the takedown. And on 4th down and 14, Albuquerque's going to have to punt the football. 3rd down and 3. Motor City. I'll put 17 up on the board. That's supposed to be a 38. My apologies. There is a face mask again on Denver. Got to have some composure. Motor City's going to kick a 43-yard field goal. 43-yard field goal is up and good for the Mustangs. What a kick by Albuquerque again. It's now 23-14 Mustangs. Now Vegas has under 5 minutes to try to come back from an 11-point deficit.
70, Indy. 54. Not today, you are.
No huddle. For Vegas, Stearns has a first down to the 43-yard line. 12 of 21, but less than 200 passing yards for Vegas tonight. First down for Taylor and the Talons, who were pushed back deep in their own territory, and Cameron Duty out of his own end zone gets it all the way up to the 36-yard line. Stearns again has to take a check down, and another face mask on Denver. Chill. Hugo players hoping that the El Paso game slithers along. 6:33 to go. That game has the most time remaining. Duty's pass into the flat is caught, and still on his feet to the 41-yard line, fighting for extra yardage. That was Walls. Ethan Flowers to the sideline to the 16. This is Pope Jr. on the run, past midfield, all the way down to the 48-yard line. Dallas is across midfield with 4:40 to go, trying to erase that 11-point deficit. Card number 44, Sauce K. Is that our first Hugo of the night? No huddle for Vegas. They are in the red zone. Vertical, yes, that fourth row. You got it, Sauce. This is Stearns into the end zone. Knocked away and incomplete. Now it's 4th and 1 for Vegas. A field goal would make it a one-score game. El Paso has a 2nd and 4 at the Motor City 42 with 5:35 to play. Jordan Herrera down to the Motor City 30-yard line. Under 5 to go in Dallas. They are just on the fringe of field goal range. This is a 30-yard field goal for Vegas. 30-yard field goal for Vegas. That kick is good. That is a 9 and a 30 off the board in what might be the final numbers of the night. Nine and 30 come off the board. That's 20 called numbers. Vegas takes the points, 3:32 to go. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but most importantly, they need a stop. Meanwhile, Dallas still on the move. Remember, Albuquerque led 17-6. El Paso is in the red zone. First down and 10, 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Dallas trailing by 3. Could tie it with a field goal, win it with a touchdown. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Talons. Vegas needs a stop. Pope Jr. dumps that one into the dirt. 2nd and goal coming up for El Paso. And that is Sauce's first Hugo win. How about that? Cameron Duty fires, caught at the 3. Pope Jr., 2nd and goal. Takes the check down and wrestled out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Check that, the clock's still moving. 2-minute warning in Dallas. Albuquerque. I thought that was going to be a touchdown for Dallas. First and goal at the 3. And into the end zone, that pass is caught. Touchdown Desperados, and James down to the 1. 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line for Dallas. Good catch in the back of the end zone there from Brunson, the tight end for El Paso. It's now 23-20. 2nd and goal at the 1 for Duty. Cameron Duty looking for someone to get open. It is caught, and it's a loss of a yard. Neil Rivers on Duty's 30th completion. 3rd and goal at the 2 for Dallas. Extra point is good for El Paso. 23-21 with 4:17 to go. 3rd and goal, 1:20 to go. Empty for Duty. Cameron Duty back in the end zone, incomplete. had Grady, and it looked like his own teammate may have interfered. Look at this. This is what Dallas does in their sleep. Duty was open. Grady was open. Duty just missed him. He just missed him. We have 2:13 to go in Vegas. We are tracking a potential monster upset as the field goal is good for Dallas. Breeze pass is caught. Timeout Vegas. They're down to 1. El Paso kicking it deep, trailing by 2. Vegas down by 8. They need the football back, and they cannot give up any kind of points here with 2:08 to go. Denver's trying to go for their second straight win against a team that's currently in playoff positioning. Albuquerque had a 17-6 lead, wiped off the board. We're now deadlocked at 17 in Big D. Denver, first down to the 32-yard line, but the receiver goes out of bounds, stops the clock with 2:03 to go. El Paso called for a face mask in an attempt to force the football loose. Late in this ball game, 4:13 remaining. Vegas now will have 1 timeout in the 2-minute warning, but the problem is that Denver is now in field goal range, and Vegas is hoping for a turnover or a block. The Avengers answer the bell after getting it kicked deep. 30 runs and 30 passes for Denver today. Handoff, Rob Noel, first down to the inside the red zone. I think Denver might pull it off. The setting sun in the comforts of the dome here in Vegas. It was 1:10 at kickoff here in Vegas. Second down and 5. Albuquerque is trying to tie the game. They're at their own 39-yard line. You can see the kicker warming up. And El Paso gets a stop on 3rd down. Denver gets 7 more yards. Tolbert's pass is caught. Timeout Albuquerque. They're down to 2. Have to get into field goal range or we're going to overtime. Second down and 3. Denver melting Vegas's 7-game win streak away. McKay, Breeze, first down to the 6. El Paso's going to get the football back with 2.5 to go from their own 20. 25 seconds left for Tolbert. Tolbert hit as he threw. The pass is caught for a first down. Denham to the 45-yard line of Dallas. Timeout Albuquerque with 19 seconds to play. They have 1 timeout remaining. And victory formation for Denver. They have done it. The Avengers back-to-back wins. They go to Vegas as 8.5-point dogs and beat the Devils. Tolbert in the field goal range. First down to the 27-yard line. Timeout Dallas. Dallas now taking the timeouts because Albuquerque is in field goal range. Elliott Pope Jr. down 2. That pass is incomplete. That should have been caught around midfield. El Paso just needs a field goal to win it. Albuquerque needs a field goal to win it. 12 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. The Atomics trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. They go play action, and they dump it off to an eligible lineman standing at the 23-yard line. Timeout Dallas. Not sure what Albuquerque was trying to prove there as they trick Dallas, into a more manageable field goal range. Albuquerque's kicker is Tommy Neal. This would be from 40 yards, and for the win for Albuquerque. Almost blocked. The kick is good. Albuquerque with 3 seconds to go. 4th and 1. El Paso, an overthrow at Motor City. For now is going to hold on. That is a terrible ending to the football game for El Paso. Pope Jr. had a man wide open. He just sailed it over his head. Let's see. Rob with the Hugo call. Oh, yeah, vertical second row. You got it, Rob. First, I thought you were going to be a little late to the party. 1:32 to go. Albuquerque gave up an 11-point lead and then was able to get down the field. The clock has expired. Dallas is going to lose their second straight game. And two teams that were tied atop the conference standings coming into the night have just lost to teams that weren't even on the graphic. Albuquerque improves to 5-7. Dallas has lost their third game this season to a team with a losing record. El Paso is now burning timeouts. If they get a stop, they could still win it with a touchdown. But too much Jimmy Lorenzo. Spin move down to the 10-yard line. That game has been tight all day. Motor City did jump out to a 20-7 lead, but El Paso quickly struck back. These two teams very evenly matched. Looks like the Mustangs, though, are going to survive, barring a miracle here from the Desperados defensively. Jack Brown going to throw. Brown trying to put the game away and is sacked, but it did burn a lot of time off the clock as well for Motor City. So Robert Brady, your card carries over, the numbers do not. So you will clear your card. Any Hugo wins on primetime. There is 1:13 left to play. And we have one last thing to decide. Victory formation for Motor City. I don't think that's going to work out in their favor, because they're going to end up having to kick a field goal due to the bizarre 8-second fourth down rule in our game of choice. They hand it off to Jimmy Lorenzo. That actually might help just a little bit, but I don't think enough. 4th down and 10 for Motor City. This will be an insurance kick, but they have to be sure not to get it blocked. We saw this earlier this season. That's still something that we need to clean up as a league. You don't want to get it to 4th down with 8 seconds to go, because they will snap the football. You don't want to get a field goal blocked in this situation, but no block is going to happen for the Desperados, and with 2 seconds left, Motor City may have just capped this win, 26-21. Don't forget, coming up here on primetime, it is the 6-5 Cincinnati Vultures and the 6-5 New York Lightning in a 4-6 battle in the Great East Conference. And with Dallas losing, they are still the 5 seed at 8-4, but they now fall a full half game back to St. Louis. For Vegas, they will continue to be the 5 seed, but if Los Angeles wins later this week, it would be the Aztecs leapfrogging the Devils in the 5 spot at 9-3, depending upon what San Diego does, of course. San Diego lost to Vegas. Los Angeles beat Vegas. And that is the end of the game. Unceremoniously on the kick return, El Paso comes up a little bit short. Hugo ID card number 39. Yeah, vertical middle row, you got it. I think we got everybody. 3 Hugos tonight. You can catch Motor City and El Paso's final stats on their individual live stream in the videos section of VFN, or later this week on our website at UFL.football. Cue the outro. What a night. What a night across the league. A night full of upsets and big-time victories for Motor City, who is now creeping back into the Great East playoff race. The Mustangs beat the Desperados 26-21. Denver shocks Vegas and holds the Devils to 9 points. The Avengers win 17-9. And Albuquerque comes into Dallas and snaps their 4-game winning streak, beating the Talons by a final score of 20-17. From all of us at the UFL, I am co-founder Cameron Irvine. Cincinnati and New York comes your way next, right here on VFN. Don't go anywhere. Game night returns Wednesday, July 2nd, with Miami at Charlotte, Florida at Rochester, Wichita at St. Louis. The playoff race is heating up, and I can't think of 3 more interesting games to have on the docket on Wednesday, right here on Game Night. Fresno at Salt Lake, your primetime vote this week. For all of us at the UFL, I'm Cameron Irvine. We'll see you back here for primetime with Chris Curtis and Tyler Falk from Cincinnati, Ohio.